everybody, how are we this morning? I'll just wait for my little circle to stop spinning so I know that I'm live. Let's see, I've got to push all the right buttons. Well, that's what Lukey tells me anyway. Brett tells me I push all the right buttons all the time, so I'm not sure what's going on with that one. Alright guys, welcome. It is Saturday morning. It is breakfast with Beck time. If you're joining me live, you'll see a little live button up here somewhere. If you're watching the replay, let me know either way, whether you're watching the live or the replay. We love to have new viewers and new commenters on our page here, so it's great when people jump on board and let me know that you're watching. It is Saturday the 20th of September, and let me introduce myself. My name is Beck Hall. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Melbourne, Australia, and I come live here every Saturday morning and we do a segment called Breakfast with Beck. And I hopefully inspire you to get crafty on the weekend and show you some few tips and tricks and different things. So good morning, Glenda. Good morning, Megan. How you going? Hey, Marianne. Hey, Linda. Thanks for joining me. So I want to share with you a little trick that I actually found out this week. I don't know whether you guys know it or whether it's been done before, but I have not seen it done before. And I thought I'd share it with you guys this week. And I just did it. I made it. I don't know if it's been around, or it may have been around, I don't know, but I haven't seen it. So and I thought this was a total game changer if you love a bit of bling on your DSP. So just a little snippet of what we're going to do. So let me point you down and we'll get started and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, all right, let me point you down. So I'm going to use the new online exclusive paper called Elegant Pine Snowflake Suite today. So it comes with quite a few different products, and I've been through this before of the products that we're going to do, but I'm actually going to do a sketch challenge today to make our card. But like I said, I want to show you a couple of tips and tricks to be able to use your DSP in a different way that you might not know about or have seen before. But as I said, I've never seen it, and I thought, oh my god, why didn't I think of this sooner? Like, it's a real game changer. So let's get started. So I'm just going to move all of this out the way. Don't forget, our new mini catalogue is out and live now. It's got awesome stuff in it, as well as that online exclusive brochure. Now, if you don't have or haven't seen this online exclusive brochure, this one here, I've actually downloaded the PDF into my Craft with Beck group that you can download and print off. I like to have I'm a visual person, so I like to have it all printed off, and then I can, highlight the things that I have and, not things that I don't have. So I very much love having a printed copy at hand. Who doesn't love that, having a printed copy at hand, hey? Alright, so as I said, we're going to use the Delicate Pines suite today, but I'm going to do my great friend over in New Zealand, Fiona. Every Friday she posts up a sketch challenge, and I get to do it sometimes. Other times I'm too busy on the weekend to do it, but I love to just, and you don't have to do it every week. You can just post in. So this is the sketch challenge that she posted up last night, and we're going to give this a crack and do this as a sketch challenge. Now, when you do a sketch challenge, it's a rough guide. You don't have to do it exactly the way the challenge says. So I'm going to show you how we can do this sketch challenge, not the same way, a little bit different, but it just works, it gives you a starting point to work with your cards. All right, so this is what we're going to do. So we're going to use this DSP, and I'm going to grab out a couple of sheets here that I want to use. So let me, and I'm going to get you guys to pick which sheet you want me to use. So I want to use this one here, or, oh my god, my fingers don't want to work this morning. It is cold here. This one here. So we have, it's the same print more or less, but it's your darker one and your lighter one. So I'm going to get you to pick. So this is number 1, this is number 2. Let me know in the comments number 1 or 2, first to, we'll say 3 today because we've got not many people on today. So we'll say first to 3, we'll use that one. So 1 or 2, let me know in the comments. Hey Josie, hey Kay, how you going? Good morning Jan, thanks for coming along. Alright, and then we're going to pick a card base, and you know, we'll need a sentiment panel. So let me grab just a bit of white here for a bit of a sentiment panel. We won't need a very big bit of white, so we'll use that there. And then we need the stamp. We'll need to stamp the big snowflake. So I think we'll grab another bit for that. Actually, I'll just grab a big bit here. There we go. We'll just grab that bit there. Number 1, number 2. Morning, Renee. How you going? Number 1, number 2. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 2, 2. Well, the 2's, I think 2's got it. Well, how many have we got for 1? 1, 2, 3, 4 for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 1, and 5 for 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4 for 2. Oh, so number 1. Number 1 it is. Number 1's the winner. Alright, so we're going to use this one here, and I'm just going to cut it down to a card base, because if we look at our sketch challenge here, we've got the card base, and this is like a bit going across, and then we've got our circle and our 2 squares. So I'm going to make this actually the card front. So obviously not the base of the card, because we're going to get some cardstock for that, but I'm going to make it the card front. So I want that to be the whole piece of the front of the card. So we're going to cut this down to 10.5. That's not 10.5. This one here, 10.5 centimeters, like so, by 14.9. So I'm going to cover the whole card front. I'm not going to have a border for this one. Alright, so we've got that there. Then I need a card base to go with it. So I'm just going to grab, I think maybe, is it Secret Sea on the back of that? I'm not sure. Let's just have a look at the colours. It is Secret Sea. So let's just grab a card base, a Secret Sea card base, like so. And then we're going to just score that down to 10.5 here, like so. So do you use sketch challenges in your crafting at all? Let me know in the comments. So this is sort of going on from Wednesday night's Wing It Wednesday, when I set out a challenge for you to take a sketch from one of the catalogues and create a sketch challenge from one of the catalogues. So this is sort of going based on that, like we've sort of done like a series this week. So that's going to be our card. So it's just going to be a card base with a card front on the front. Then I need to pull out a colour for the little banner across here. So let's grab, I think that might be a bit of Granny Apple Green in there, is it? Let's see, Garden Green, Old Olive. Oh, it looks like Old Olive. So let's grab a bit of Old Olive and we'll take a few votes as to what we need to do. So there's a scrap of Old Olive, or do we use Shaded Spruce? So let me grab another scrap of Shaded Spruce here. What have we got? There's a scrap of Shaded Spruce. So which one do you reckon, Shaded Spruce or Old Olive? Let me know which one we're going to use. I love her sketch challenges, Josie, and I like it because I can just play. I'm so focused on concentrating for classes and retreats and things that I do, that when I get to do Fiona's sketch challenge, I just get to play with anything that I've got on my desk. So it's really, really fun to do, and I do love doing it. So I do look out for her challenges. So she sets it every Friday night over on her Facebook page. So Fiona Carson, Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator, if you want to jump over and follow her if you don't already. She's a crack up, she's a hoot. As I said, she's just brilliant. Old Olive, Old Olive, Old Olive gets the win. Alright, so Old Olive it is. So that's going to be our middle piece that goes across here. Now I want to stamp the big snowflake. So instead of doing that big oval that we've got at the back there, which is this one here, I'm going to do a big snowflake. So we're going to have a big snowflake in here like that as our circle focal piece as such. Because what I show you with this DSP, we want to be able to see the DSP in the background. So we don't want to hide it too much, right? So we'll get a block. We're going to stamp this down. Will we use the white? Let's see what it looks like on the white. And I think we'll stamp the snowflake. Maybe we'll do that in shaded spruce. What do you reckon? Let's have a look and see what that colour looks like. We can always change it up. So we're just going to stamp this down in some shaded spruce. It might be a bit too much green, but we can have a look. Like that. Do I want to use shaded spruce, do you reckon? I don't know. Let's see. What other colours? What other colour? Throw me a colour, peoples. What other colour if you don't think shaded spruce? Maybe we'll use Secret Sea. Let's see what Secret Sea stamp's like. I need a bigger piece, don't I? Let me grab. Have I got a long bit? Long skinny bit? Here we go. Long skinny bit. Let's see what shaded spruce stamp's like. Oh, Secret Sea, sorry. Cherry cobbler. Oh, that would look good too. Let's do a couple. I'm going to flip this around. And I am going to get my stamping mat here because it is a photopolymer stamp. So I want to have a nice impression. So let's just stamp this down. So this is Secret Sea. And then we'll get a cherry cobbler out and just see what that looks like too. Oh, that might be even a better winner. Let's see. Let's see what Megan's idea works like. I'll clean that one off. Now on big stamps like this one here, I always go down onto it like that. So then I know I've covered all of the stamp with the ink. Alright, so let's just push this down. Now when you're using your photopolymers, you kind of want to use a stamping mat underneath because it always gives you a really good impression when you do it like that. Alright, so which one shall we use? Shaded spruce? Well, I don't really like that because it didn't stamp better because I didn't have a mat underneath it. So will we go shaded, cherry cobbler or Secret Sea? Let me know in the comments. While you're letting me know in the comments, I'll die cut that one out with the matching die set that comes with it. Let me know in the comments what you which one. We'll die cut them out and see. Oh, I've got 2 pieces of paper here. I don't need 2 pieces. Cherry. You're all saying cherry cobbler now that we've seen that. Megan, you're on a winner. Cherry cobbler. So I'm just die cutting those out. Hold please. Alright, so there's our Secret Sea. And then we'll die cut our cherry cobbler. So like I said, the sketch challenges are just as a guide. We don't have to do the circles and we don't have to do the ovals and everything or the squares that are there. We can just use them as a guide to get our ideas flowing and our creations happening. So let's see what's people said. Secret Sea, cherry cobbler. So we've gone a bit of a mixed bag here. Alright, so we've got the Secret Sea happening here, like that. And then we've got cherry cobbler. Oh, maybe we could use both. Let me pull this up. Look at that. So I've just backed it off. Maybe we could do both. What do you reckon? Should we do both? Let me know in the comments whether we should use both or not. And while we're doing that, I'm going to show you my trick for the DSP. Actually, before I do that, we need some more cardstock because we need these 2 panels here. Now, I'm thinking instead of doing a panel here, perhaps maybe we'll cut up a leaf of some sort. So I was thinking if we cut up this leaf here and have the leaf as one of our panels and then have another panel here as our sentiment panel. So what I was going to do was grab out some die cuts. Now what die cuts have we got here? I'm thinking maybe if we use, let me, stylish shapes. I'm looking at, no, I'm not looking at that. Maybe the Nested Essentials. Maybe we'll go and use one of these maybe. Maybe this one. One of these ones here. What do you reckon? So if we go like that, I know it's going to cover up a bit of our snowflake, but it's still going to give us that. See, we have our background, we have our bit that goes across, we have our round bit, which is the oval bit here at the back, then we have a leaf and another bit that goes up. So it's still on that same sketch line, but it's not. Does that make sense? It's same but different sort of thing, right? So I think we'll use that. So let me die cut one of them out, and then we need to find a sentiment that's going to fit into that. And we're going to die cut that out. Now I think I might do that in a maybe, should we use the shaded spruce for that? Shall I use that? Let's die cut that out and see. Alright, let me hold please while I die cut these off to the side. So I saw a funny thing on line this morning. It said, it was like a little, you know, like one of those, oh, you know, your name and somebody else's name combined. And I've been working a lot with my dad lately. He's creating a new, I can't wait to show you guys once he's done it. I've come up with a new storage system for the back of my desk where all of my stock is, you know, where I use my stamp sets and everything like that in anticipation for, oh, hang on, I've just dropped my dial, I better pick it up. In anticipation for our new storage system that's coming, or not new storage system, but our new, you know, the new die things, the new envelopes that we're getting for our stamp sets, right? And so I've been working a lot with my dad lately, and then I saw this meme this morning on Facebook, and it said, you've just given birth to a baby girl. Her name is your dad's name, the first 3 letters of your dad's name combined with the last 2 letters of your name. And I started giggling to myself because my dad's name's Des, and obviously my name's Rebecca, so the last 2 letters of my name is C-A, and the first 3 of his is Des, so it would be Dezeka. It sounds more like a drink than a baby girl's name. So I was wondering, what would your name be if you were to give birth to a baby girl now, with your dad's name, the first 3 initials from your dad's name, and your last 2 initials? What would your baby's name be? It got me thinking, it got me laughing this morning, so I thought, oh, I'll share that with you guys and see what you reckon. Alright, so what do we think? I actually quite like that. Right, now we're going to do what's going to give us the pop, right? So we're going to do our DSP here. Now, I'm going to do, sounds like a piece of food. Yeah, I know, right? Atra more. Kendra. Julie, that's not a bad one. Josie. Colin, oh Megan. See, I told you it would be funny. It's just, you know, when you think about it, it's quite funny. Alright, so I kind of like, you know how we get DSP and it's got flicks of gold or flicks of silver in it and things like that. So I really like having that flick of colour. Now when I say a flick of colour, let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is our Gathering Together DSP, and see how, I can open up the package properly. See how this has got like that gold tones through it. I really like that, but then not a lot of our people come and have not a lot of people. I'm looking at all the names thinking some of these are really, really funny. Not a lot of our paper comes with that flick in it, so I want to create that flick, right? So it got me thinking, how do I get that flick happening? Oh, and I've left my, just hold please, I will be back. Oh my goodness. So how do we make that gold flick happen, right? So we bring in our Versamark, we bring in our gold embossing powder. Now we can't just stamp onto that because obviously it's not going to give us just those flicks through that we want. So what I did was I took an old blending marker that we stock that's empty. It was empty. You know me, I'm a hoarder, so I don't throw shit out, and I probably should because, you know, but this one was empty. So what I did was I took off the lid, I grabbed a pair of pliers, I grabbed this out from here, so I gently pulled that out, and then I put Versamark in there and I let it soak, like I filled it with Versamark, and it takes a long time to let it soak, right? And then I put the lid back on. Then I stored it like that for a couple of days. and let it just store so that the Versamark would run through into my brush, so I would have a Versamark brush. Alright? Now, when I first did it, I was a bit impatient and I couldn't wait for the Versamark to come down to the brush. Now, it does work because this brush is now a Versamark brush, right? So, while I was experimenting, and I couldn't wait, I just got my Versamark re-inker. I put a little daub of Versamark re-inker onto my Versamark pad, which you could do too, and you could just use any old brush. But I thought having a Versamark brush would be really, really super handy, right? Because we could do it onto anything. Do you follow my drift so far? Please let me know. I'm too busy looking at all of these, laughing at all of these names that are coming through. Alright, so then what we do, if you haven't let your your Versamark sink into the brush, so I've already let this sink, so now I can just go along and I can just flick out. Now you just got to remember where you were, because remember Versamark is clear, so you just got to slowly work your paper bits in like this, and I'm just giving a few flicks here and there. But if you're too impatient to me, you can dab your brush into your Versamark like this, and then just put a few flicks through like this, and just flick it around just to add a bit of that something to it. Now I'm not going to bother doing the middle because we're going to cover that, but I'm just going to add just a few flicks here and there like so. Now you do have to wait for it to come through, but like I said, if you're too impatient, you can just dab your little brush like that and then just run it through like that. Alright? But you do have to wait. Like mine's been, soaking for a couple of days, and I probably need to put a bit more Versamark into it. But anyway, it's going to show you the gist of kind of what I want to try and create with it. Now, obviously, the more heavy-handed you are, the thicker your lines are going to be. If you are a light touch, the lighter your lines are going to be, right, too. So if you've got a Versamark pen, that's great. I don't have a Versamark pen, and, this is the next best thing to making, getting your own Versamark pen. And you know what? Saving the environment using the carcass that you've already got from an empty brush. But you just got to make sure, and this is why I've put this white thing on here, so I know that this is my Versamark pen, and I know that it's that end of the pen, so I've got to let it drip down that way. Alright? So then, you're just going to grab your, embossing powder, and you're just going to dab all over your paper here. So you're going to cover the whole paper and hope that you've got enough of it to give you that gold flick. Okay, and obviously it's going to show when you've got it there, so now you can see kind of where I've put all of that gold Versamark. Right, now I'm going to get my heat gun, and apologies for the noise that my heat gun is about to make, but we're going to just flick it on. And don't forget, if you miss bits or whatever, you can go back and redo the bits that you've missed. So let's just heat this up, and we'll see what it comes out like. And as I said, the more heavy-handed you are, the bigger the flicks are going to be. But I just thought this was a great way to add, to your DSP. But also, when we've all got those stamp sets that match DSP, and we go, oh man, I've used all of the DSP that comes with that stamp set, and I really liked how I got that gold flick. How do I do it? Well, you can then stamp down your stamps and create your own DSP with your gold flick in it. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So this is just another way to do it. If you've got a Versamark pen, great, you're a step ahead. But as I said, I don't have one, and I just love to be able to put that gold flicks, not the whole thing, through my paper. So I'll just let this dry off. Yeah, make sure it's all nice and dry, like that. And you can see the gold already starting to pop on this. And you can see that I've missed the whole section here because it was white, but that's okay, because once I've heat set this, I can go back in And we can grab our pen back out and I can redo that again. So I can now get my pen and I can just go like this and like this and like that and just get these, you know, few bits that I've missed on this side here, like that. And I might just do that one. I don't think you're going to see it, but anyway. And we can grab our embossing powder. I used to use to fill missed spots, or a lot, to my signature. Oh, that sounds pretty cool, doing your signature with it. Alright, so we'll just get those last few bits that we've missed. So like I said, this might not be a new thing to some of you, and obviously you've all got a Versamark pen, so I'm probably showing you something that you probably don't need to see, but I thought filling up our old blending pens was just smart use of resources that you may already have in your craft room to be able to do this flicky stuff or add the gold flicks, oops, to your designer series paper. So there we go, we've just added it there. And obviously, like I said, the heavy hand, if you're heavy handed, you will you know, get thick lines if you've got a nice fine brush. But now look at that, see that? Now we have those beautiful gold embossed lines on our designer series paper. So now we can stick our card together. So I'm going to just glue this down, and look, I remembered to put my lid on my glue gun the other day. Oh, and it's just pulled it right off. Well, that's handy, Beck. Anyway, alright. So we're just going to glue this down to our card front. I want to make sure that the edges are glued down really well. You could use some of the rub-ons too, Linda, but it's not going to give you over that DSP. It's not going to give you the, you know, the shape of the leaves and whatnot. So I quite like the fact that we can do this and have the shape of the leaves happening as well. Alright, and then we're going to stick that across there like so. So I'm just going to glue this down, and then I'm going to trim it off at the edge. So we're going to glue that down like so. So like I said, we're getting there with our sketch. So we've got our base, we've got our little bit of our white piece here. And then you can post these up on Fiona's page too, with all the different sketch challenges. Sometimes she has heaps of different, and it's a good way to see how different people interpret the different sketches. So do I go like that and put the Secret C on top, and Cherry Cobbler underneath, or the other way around? So do we go, this is 1, so 1, or do we do 2? So do we go 1 or 2? Which one? Let me know. 1, Secret C, or 2, Cherry Cobbler on top? Let me know. I'm just flicking back through, just quickly looking at the comments. You never used your Versamark pen, Megan. Oh, you're going to have to now. Look at what we can do with it. They don't still make Versamarkers. I haven't looked, but a couple of years ago. Oh, I'm not sure whether they do or not anymore. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I hope that tip helps some of you. I know it's certainly going to help me. So 1. So you want that one. 1 was like that. I think that's the votes that have come through. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Majority is 1. Alright, 1. Alright, so we'll do it like that. So I'm just going to pop a dimensional on the couple of dimensionals on the back of this one here. And then we're going to stick it down to our front here. So that is going to get stuck onto here like so. And then I'm just going to glue that down. So we'll just get a bit of glue happening. Like that there. So I want the DSP really to stand out. So that's why I chose, instead of doing a big circle, to do this little one here like that. And then I think we're just going to pop that leaf up there like that, and then stick our little sentiment in there. Now, my problem is all of my sentiments are going acrossways. So that's not going to help us with this card. So let me hold please while I go and look for another sentiment. That. Now, does it have to be a Christmas card? I know it's got snowflakes on it, but does it have to be a Christmas card? Let's see what's in this. Traditional labels. Let's see what will fit in this one here. What have we got? Oh, I know what we can. Oh, is that going to fit? No, it's not. Damn it. What are we going to do? Go. No, sending's not going to. What are we going to do? Problem is, oh, here we go. We'll go just for you. Like that. There we go. Problem solved. Just for you. Alright. So, I'm going to stamp that down. And I might use a bit of cherry cobbler just to pull that cherry cobbler through from the back of our snowflake at the back there. Let me grab my mat. And we're going to stamp that down just for you. Like that. Put that over there. And then we're going to stick that down with some dimensionals. So what do you think? Do you think that would you go, yeah, I can see that. That's that sketch challenge for sure. Do you think? Or do you go, yeah, nah, I like to do the sketch challenges. So is it a, yeah, sure, I like to change up the sketches, or yeah, nah, I just like to leave the sketches the way they are so I don't have to think. Which one are you? A yeah, sure, or a yeah, nah? And if you're American and you don't know what our yeah, nah is, it's yeah, that means no. We like to, you know, add a few more words to the different things we like to say. So, a yeah, sure, or a yeah, nah. Oh, I don't want that on there. I want that to go just like that. So nice and simple, nice and fun, and you've got that beautiful gold flick in that paper that we never had before. Yeah. The stamp set, which I like people's I reckon it is too. I reckon it's good too, Julie, to see different people's in person. Make a landscape card. Yeah, that's another way you could do it too, Maura. We could flick it around. Is there a Holly Jolly somewhere? I don't know. I don't think there probably is, but I don't know which stamp set it's in. This stamp set, this one with the words is called Traditional Labels, but the stamp set with the snowflake in it is called Delicate Pine. So it's one of the online exclusives ones, Kay. So I'm not sure which one you sort of, because with the Facebook delay, I'm not sure. So yeah, nah. See, Josie knows. Yeah, nah. But would love it to be sure. Yeah, everyone sees the sketch differently and lets their creative come through. I know. I just for the words is the Traditional Labels. So it's in the mini catalogue. Okay, and it comes with the you know, if you get it as a bundle, it comes with those dies as well that cuts out all the new labels. So pretty cool. I reckon that looks, to me, it's a winner for me to use the Versamark and do a little flick on our things. So I'm going to go and post this up in Fiona's sketch challenge, because that means I've done it for the week. So that's pretty cool. We'll kill two birds with one stone. So alright guys, thanks for watching me. I hope it's given you some creativity for the weekend. I'd love to see what you create with it. If you are a member of our Craft with Bet group, jump on over there and share what you make, whether it be crafting or, you know, cross stitch or knitting or whatever you do for the weekend. I'd love to see what you're up to. And I hope to see you on Wednesday for Wing It Wednesday. Don't forget, new catalogue is out at the moment. Online exclusives is out at the moment. World Card Making Day. Make sure you register for World Card Making Day. They're giving away gifts after World Card Making Day. So for everybody that registers, you're going to receive a small gift afterwards. So make sure you register for World Card Making Day. I popped the links up earlier during the week, but I will pop it up again. So have a great weekend, people, and I will see you on Wednesday for Wing It Wednesday with Beck. If not, I'll see you next Saturday for Breakfast with Beck. All right, bye for now.